Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar. We will be getting started in about 1 minute. Okay, and welcome everyone to our webinar, where take your projects to the next level with Geomatica Cloud on cloudeo. We will start by going over a few webinar logistics. So all lines will be muted during the presentation. If you do have a question, please type your question into the questions panel. You can type in a question at any time throughout the webinar. If you would like to raise your hand if you have a problem or if you wish to speak during the Q&A session, please feel free to do so. This session is going to be recorded, but we urge you to stick around to the end. We will start today by introducing our presenters. So I'll start by introducing myself, Sean Malamed. I'm a product marketing manager here with PCI Geomatics. I've recently returned to PCI. Previously, I worked with PCI for 7 years in multiple roles, working in development as well as customer-facing positions. Next, I'm going to introduce Griffin Williams.
Hello, my name is Griffin Williams, and I'm a technical solutions specialist at PCI. I started at PCI back in September of 2019.
Thank you, Griffin. Up next, we have Sarah McKay from the cloudeo team.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sarah. I am a geosolutions architect with Cloudeo, and I've been with Cloudeo for 2 years. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. And once again, I will be your host, so I will be driving you and guiding you through this webinar. Going through our agenda, we're going to start off by introducing Geomatica Cloud on cloudeo. Afterwards, I'm going to hand it over to Sarah McKay, who is going to talk a little bit about the cloudeo platform and marketplace. Then we're going to very briefly speak about some of the benefits about Geomatica Cloud and why your next project should move to Geomatica Cloud. And then we're going to finish off with a demonstration where Griffin is going to provide, or is going to showcase, how you can integrate data services from Cloudeo and Geomatica software applications. We will finish off with an audience question and answer period. So once again, please feel free to ask any questions throughout the presentation, and we will be sure to answer your questions during the Q&A session. Let's start by taking a look at Geomatica Cloud on Cloudeo. Geomatica Cloud is a new subscription offering that makes plugging in our best-of-breed remote sensing and photogrammetry algorithms, environments, and tools into your data pipelines more accessible than ever. Our flexible subscription options are designed to fit any size project and operation and are hosted on dedicated geospatial cloud platforms and marketplaces such as Cloudeo. Now, we partnered with Cloudeo because they operate one of the best dedicated geospatial cloud platforms available today. Their platform and marketplace of subscription services breaks down many of the financial barriers, making it more affordable to access and operate geospatial solutions and workflows. And with Geomatica Cloud on Cloudeo, subscribers have on-demand access to a complete virtual geospatial solution, which includes hardware, software, and data. So users can subscribe to the hardware performance and storage requirements, so they can choose what CPU, what hard drive, what memory power they would prefer or what they need and storage they require for specific projects and specific processing. Can also select from a variety of different software capabilities such as Geomatica's algorithms, environments, and tools for processing satellite, aerial, and UAV imagery. And then, of course, data services such as satellite, DEMs, and derived products. So all of this can be specified for a specific time period or project and then scaled up or down for the next. So once again, very flexible, very easy to access. Furthermore, the subscription terms are highly flexible with monthly or annual options, which means that there is no project out there that's too short or too long to take advantage of Geomatica Cloud on Cloudeo.
Right, so hey everybody, Sarah here again. I'm just now going to quickly introduce a little bit more about our company and why our partnership with PCI for Geomatica Cloud is so exciting. Cloudeo brings together all those who create, interpret, and use geodata. We team up with the world-leading content and software providers like PCI, who are contributing to an innovative geo-infrastructure that combines data, software, analytics, and apps on a highly scalable cloud-based IT platform. Cloudeo is the world's leading platform for geospatial solutions across the customer value chain. And we do this with our unique vendor-independent, data-agnostic geo-market platform. Customers can obtain professional geo-information services from leading national and international providers at low cost. We host a large selection of ready-to-use custom solutions for industries from agriculture to urban planning, as well as remote sensing imagery, elevation data, thematic maps, software, analytics, and all with a secure and scalable IT. Next, please. But the most important aspect of Cloudeo is that we break down market entry barriers for both end users and providers. With flexible service subscriptions and a revenue share model, we open up the market for new industries and applications. Our cloud-based platform empowers new business models while enabling production automation, faster delivery, and administration. We pioneered this geo-market platform concept in the cloud all the way back in 2014, and we were the first to bring this concept to market. We are dedicated to delivering the greatest value proposition to creators and users of geodata by empowering them with state-of-the-art technologies and services. We support our partners and providers from onboarding all the way through to the sale. And we support our customers with cost-saving subscriptions and a developer platform. It could not be easier to enter the geospatial market with the Cloudeo store. We also wanted to quickly mention our big project currently underway, which is being funded by ESA, or the European Space Agency. And that is the Network of Resources, or NOR as we call it. It's a single location containing all EO resources provided by ESA. Cloudeo was selected to create and host this NOR, and ESA provides sponsorship opportunities for researchers or nonprofits for resources, which is also very exciting. Next, please. One aspect that Cloudeo really excels at is bringing together processing, storage, software, and data all together in one place. We offer the whole package to get started with analyzing EO data in a data as a service format. So for instance, you need a high-powered virtual machine along with Geomatica software and maybe some top-notch commercial imagery, as well as analytics and IT support. Cloudeo Store has it all when it comes to taking your project to the next level. We have exciting data offerings from CompSat, TripleSat, Intermap's world-class elevation data, and many open source sensors such as Landsat and Sentinel. And we have some very exciting new providers coming on board. Can I get a drum roll, please? We are bringing Planet, Hexagon Content Program, and Airbus. This includes optical and SAR data, elevation data, image mosaics, with up to 17 new sensors to choose from. They will be coming to our store in just a few weeks, and you can find all offerings on the Data as a Service section of the Cloudeo store. Stay tuned for more updates on that in the very near future. We are so excited to partner with PCI to bring you Geomatica Cloud, and we're looking forward to the new and creative discoveries you will find. And with that, I'll pass it back to you, Sean. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Really appreciate that. Okay, at this point, we're going to open up our first interactive poll. So the question is, are you currently using or considering using a cloud platform for geospatial projects? So a simple question, but we just wanted to start off a little bit light here at the beginning of this webinar. So I'm going to launch the poll now. So the poll's open. You should have a window that is opened up on your screen, and you can currently answer. So there's three options. There's yes, I'm already using a cloud platform. Yes, I'm considering using a cloud platform, which means you're not currently using it, but you would like to. And finally, no, you're not considering using a cloud platform. You're really just here from a discovery perspective, curious to learn more, but as of right now, there's no consideration. So as we let the poll continue, we're getting a lot of great responses. So we seem to have so far an overwhelming number of people that are looking at that would like to start using a cloud platform but are not currently using a cloud platform. Okay, we'll give it just a few more minutes or a few more seconds so everyone can get their responses in. Okay, it seems to have stabilized at this point. So I'm going to close the poll in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're closing the poll. All right, let's quickly share the results. So we can see, you should be able to see on your screen now that we have about 16% say yes, I'm already using a cloud platform. That's wonderful. 74% say yes, I'm considering using a cloud platform. So this is great to see. It's wonderful insight to know that there is an overwhelming desire to use the cloud now within the geospatial industry. And then finally, there is a small group of people who do not foresee themselves using a cloud platform for geospatial processing in the foreseeable future. So thank you once again, everybody, for answering that poll, and we will continue on with our webinar now. So in this next section, we're really going to take a look at Geomatica Cloud benefits. So this is a short section where we're going to showcase some of the different benefits of this offering. And there are many different benefits for signing up for Geomatica Cloud, but there are three that we're really going to focus on here, and that is accessibility, speed and automation, and industry-leading results. When it comes to accessibility, we have an offering that you can now access our best-of-breed photogrammetry and remote sensing algorithms 24/7 from any internet connection. This is particularly important in this period of time where you are potentially working from home, or you're needing to work remote, and you need access and constant access to your algorithms, to your workflows, and to your operations. So with cloudeo, secure and reliable infrastructure, which is further backed by Amazon's AWS, access to Geomatica Cloud, to your data, to your workflows, and to your operations will never be a problem. Furthermore, because this is a cloud deployment, subscribers will always have access to the latest release. So they'll always be able, whenever there's an update to our software, to our algorithms, any improvements, that will automatically be pushed to the cloud, and you will have access to that capabilities. Furthermore, our flexible subscriptions are designed to provide cost-effective options for specific processing needs. So you just subscribe to the package and term that best suits your specific project. So whether you're working on aerial, satellite, radar data, or a variety of them, there's a package that's suitable for you. And then you also choose the term size. So if you're working on projects that you expect to only be, say, weeks or maybe a couple months, we have options available for that. Or if you have large ongoing operations that might be measured in years, we have options available for that as well. And by partnering with cloudeo, you can now plug our algorithms directly into your data pipeline, so your geospatial data pipelines, without leaving the cloud. This ultimately reduces the total cost of production and operations because you no longer have the maintenance costs of maintaining hardware infrastructures. You no longer have the expensive costs of procuring the capital purchases of procuring software and data. So now all of that can be subscribed to in a flexible subscription model. The other benefit, or another benefit we're going to highlight here today, is the speed and automation. So when speed is important, this is really where our commercial offering becomes or separates itself from the rest. At PCI, we are dedicated to providing the fastest algorithms on the market, which utilize the latest advancements in CPU, GPU, and memory-based architectures. So keeping in mind that we are continuously improving and continuously updating not only the algorithms themselves in terms of what they do, but also making sure that they turn out pixels at an increasingly fast rate. So as we continue to update, you're going to be able to once again know that you are processing at the fastest speeds possible. Combine that with our Python and visual modeling environments, and this gives you the option for automating and extending your workflows by either building 100% custom process chains using, say, for example, our Python API, or even if it's more simple batch workflows, you can do that with our visual modeling environment available within our suite. And finally, I'd like to end on our industry-leading results. So when it comes to processing pixels, the science really does matter. So we're going to start off by looking at our leading photogrammetry capabilities. And I want to highlight very specifically a new algorithm that's going to be released in within the next couple weeks. And this is our new super registration algorithm. So this is designed for a new way of orthorectifying imagery. And with this algorithm, you're able to achieve a 1/10 pixel accuracy. So this is really important for applications within precision surveying, infrastructure, and especially when you're performing temporal analysis. So let's just think about that for 1 second. If you have a 1-meter image and we are able to register it to 1/10 of a pixel, that means we are taking that image and we are registering it to within 10 centimeters of the reference image that you are using to collect, or that we are automatically collecting the ground control points on. That's incredibly impressive. Furthermore, we have some of the most precise and detailed 3D models of surfaces and terrains, which provide survey grade accuracy at a fraction of the cost of going out and doing it manually in the field. And these can be generated with our satellite processes or satellite algorithms, our aerial algorithms, and our UAV algorithms. And once again, we have full photogrammetric workflows for those same 3 platforms that I just mentioned. Another important aspect about our offering and when it comes to processing Earth observation imagery is considering the radiometry. So a couple of highlights that I want to mention is we have a new image fusion method, which can pan sharpen your imagery to within pan sharpen your imagery, which maintaining the radiometric integrity. Now, this is not possible for most, and as a result, many agencies and organizations decide to analyze the coarser resolution, the coarser multispectral images. So if you see the one on the side here, and that's because when they pan sharpen the imagery, they lose the radiometric integrity, which means that to generate this higher resolution image, they can't use it for certain type of analytical applications because the quality or the integrity of the radiometry is lost. Now, with this new pan sharpening or image fusion method, we're able to maintain the integrity of the two images and allowing you to now be able to analyze the higher resolution pan sharpened product. So if we combine this with the capability of our full atmospheric correction and radiometric normalization suite, we have some of the best tools for creating analysis-ready data. So thinking about, we have the ability to geometrically correct within, say, 1/10 of a pixel accuracy, plus the ability to radiometrically normalize or perform atmospheric corrections, as well as pan sharpen while maintaining the radiometric integrity of the image, now allows you to perform your analysis in a way and on a resolution that was never before possible. And finally, once you've created that analysis, that data or that analysis ready data, you can then we then offer a wide variety of machine learning algorithms for classification, feature extraction, temporal analysis, vegetation analysis, and really over 400 different algorithms for processing and analyzing Earth observation imagery. And from this is where we can further take it down the pipeline in order to create that information product. Now, before we get into our demonstration, I'm going to finish off with this final example. And basically what we want to show is one of the biggest advantages of using Geomatica Cloud on cloudeo is the ability to create a data pipeline entirely on the cloud. So this really starts by directly tasking satellites or accessing vast archives of imagery and derived products through Cloudeo's data services. Keep in mind, you can also always upload your own data. And then there is a seamless handshake between the data services and software services, such as with Geomatica. And we can continue the process chain upstream or downstream by performing the next processes in the chain, such as, for example, the photogrammetry remote sensing applications like 3D modeling, performing the geometric corrections like the orthorectification or the radiometric corrections, such as the pan sharpening or the image fusion and the atmospheric correction capabilities to create that data that we can then perform analysis on. And then finally, taking it to the next step, such as creating that information product, such as using our machine learning algorithms for feature extraction and classification, change detection, and so much more. So this is actually the concept that Griffin is going to show when it comes to the demonstration that we're going to move on to next, in terms of how to plug our data or plug the cloudeo data services into your pipeline and create a seamless information product. So before we go into the demonstration, we are just going to do one more poll. So this relates to the first question, and really this comes down to what services would you use a cloud platform? So now that we know majority of you are considering using cloud platforms for some of your geospatial processing, we want to go the next distance and ask you, what would you use those services for? So I'm going to launch the poll question now. Okay, so a couple options that exist are you want to just store your geospatial data there, and you can select multiple options for this one. So you can store your data there. You can build a web-based application for geospatial users. So the end user is a geospatial expert. Build a web-based application for an end user, maybe somebody in the mining industry or in the ag industry, someone who's not a geospatial expert. You just want to be able to serve the data to your customers, or perhaps it's for your own internal purposes. You just want to be able to run and build your own workflows in a more cost-effective way so that you don't have to maintain the hardware infrastructure. You want less expensive options for accessing data and software itself. So these are really the different options that you can choose from. And once again, feel free to select multiple options here. So we'll let this poll run for just another 30 seconds. So please get your answers in, and then we'll move on after the poll to our demonstration, where we are once again going to showcase how you can plug, or how easy it is to access the Geomatica Cloud, and then how you can plug Cloudeo's data services into your data pipeline using Geomatica Cloud. So we're very excited to be able to show you that. Okay, we'll give it just 10 more seconds, and then we're going to close the poll. So get your final answers in. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we are closing the poll. I'm going to quickly share the results. So you should be able to see the results on your screen now. So we can see that there is a majority of people want to run and build their own workflows on the cloud. However, there are a number of people that wish to serve data to their customers, to wish to use it to be able to serve the data to their customers. And then there's also a number of people that wish to build a web-based application, either for geospatial end users or for the final end users, such as an agricultural, someone in the agricultural industry or mining industry. So thank you once again for taking the time to enter in your poll answers. And we will continue on with the demonstration.
All right, so hi everyone, it's Griffin here again. I'm going to be taking you through the demonstration today, showing you these kind of three main learning outcomes, which is the first one is how to get started with Geomatica Cloud on Cloudeo, how to task satellites and access vast data catalogs, and how to seamlessly integrate the imagery and data services into your workflow. So I'm just going to now share my screen with you here. Okay. And yeah, so getting started with Geomatica Cloud is simple. All you need to do is either go to the PCI Geomatics website, software, Geomatica, Geomatica Cloud, and then from our Geomatica Cloud webpage, you can click sign up today, and this will take you directly to our page on the Cloudeo store. Alternatively, you could go to cloudeo.store, as we see up here, and then search for Geomatica Cloud, and you'll also get to this page. So the landing page for Geomatica Cloud provides a brief description of the software product that Sean has gone into a little bit more detail about, highlighting some of the key features of Geomatica Cloud. So if we scroll down, we can see the subscription section and the different packages that Geomatica offers. So it's important to note here that you need to be signed in. So we can see on the Cloudeo store that I've signed into my account. If you don't have an account already, you can create one for free once you get here. And so now that I'm signed in at the Geomatica page, under the packages, we see there are 5 different package offerings. So the Essential and Advanced for UAV Aerial, Advanced Satellite, and as well as for SAR, and the Geomatica Cloud Complete package. So if we scroll all the way down to the bottom of this page, there's a bit more of a breakdown of what exactly is included in each of these different package levels. So this gives you the flexibility to choose the Geomatica Cloud offering that best suits your processing and analysis needs. So say, for example, you work primarily with large aerial data sets from UAVs, and you're going to be generating elevation products as well as orthomosaics, then the advanced aerial platform or package, sorry, would be the best option for you. But again, if you're someone who uses all these different platforms, you can choose the complete, because that will give you access to the full Geomatica platform, and you'll be able to use all the different algorithms with all the different platforms with that. So again, these package levels will give you a little bit of control over what exactly it is you want in your Geomatica Cloud. So for today's demonstration, I'm going to be choosing the advanced satellite package because I'm interested in, or the analysis I'll be showing you is the processing of some CompSat 3A data. And I'm also going to subscribe for a 1-month period. So also on this ordering page, we have to acknowledge here that this software requires a cloudeo workbench. So as Sean kind of mentioned before, and Sarah did as well, that cloudeo workbench is the infrastructure as a service offering from cloudeo. So that's where you actually will be selecting the hardware that the Geomatica Cloud instance will be running on. So that could be, that varies with different hard drive space, RAM, CPU power, as Sean mentioned. So that gives you further options for customizing your Geomatica Cloud experience. So in order to select a cloudeo workbench, you can either click here on this link we have right above the ordering area, or you can search for cloudeo workbench on the Cloudeo store. So now that I've got all my packages selected and I've acknowledged this, I'm going to add this to my cart, which will simply take me to my shopping cart. And we can see here, yes, I've got advanced satellite, I've got my workbench. So now I can click next, and then that will take me to the checkout area for the billing information, which will feel very familiar to, I'm sure, everyone here, just like any other kind of online shopping and subscription experience. So after you've checked out and all the billing has gone through, you'll receive an email from Cloudeo that contains a 3 main things: an IP address, a username, and a password. So once you have those credentials, you're able to open up a remote desktop connection, such as with RDP, and then put in your username. As we can see here, all my stuff is already saved on. So the IP address of the computer, my username, as well as my password. And then I can simply connect to my virtual machine. So after we connect to the virtual machine here, this is kind of what it's going to look like for you. We've got the PCI Geomatics logo. We've also provided you with some resources and links to some of our help documentation and tutorials. We've also provided some standard PCI Geomatics demonstration data. And as Sean mentioned, we also have Geomatica BAMF, which is the latest version, pre-installed, up to date, and fully licensed based on the package that you selected during the checkout on Geomatica Cloud, or Cloudeo store, sorry. So all we need to do now is we can double click to start Geomatica, and we're off and running faster than ever before in a place that we can connect to this virtual machine from anywhere in the world, so long as we have an internet connection. So today I'm going to show you a quick little demonstration of a workflow that I've generated that takes full advantage of the data as a service offerings provided through Cloudeo. And I think based on that last poll result, this should be very interesting, because a lot of people I know are interested in creating their own workflow. So I hope this is of interest. So here I have a vegetation index result. So this is showing us in a pseudo color table a chlorophyll index. So areas of this agricultural region which are darker green have a higher amount of chlorophyll content, whereas these areas that are sort of yellowy orange are have a lower amount of chlorophyll. So this is just a quick example of one potential end deliverable that can be generated using the Geomatica platform and seamlessly integrated with the data as a service offering from Cloudeo. So I'm going to show you here a high-level overview of this workflow, which I'm going to take you through in a bit more detail shortly. Basically, taking the acquisition of the data from Cloudeo's data as a service, and then having that data delivered to our workbench with Geomatica Cloud, and then taking that data, so the CompSat bundle, and then running it through various different algorithms provided through PCI Geomatics or the Geomatica Cloud that will generate that end product deliverable, which is the chlorophyll vegetation index. So I'm going to walk you through this workflow now. And it's important to note that, as we mentioned, this is a seamless workflow that can be fully automated with the use of Python or through our visual modeler program. But for now, we're going to kind of focus on the Python stuff. So the first step is the data acquisition. So I'm going to take us to the cloudeo store. And so cloudeo.store. And then under the services tab here, I'm going to go click on data as a service. So as Sarah mentioned, they have a variety of different data as a service offerings from several different sensors and platforms and imagery providers, and they're adding new ones like Planet, Hexagon, and Airbus, which is super exciting. So they're only going to be increasing their archives, which is great. There are three main types of products here. We have the archives, so you can access historical imagery, tasking to task satellites to collect new data, as well as derived products such as elevation models. But for today's example, I'm going to focus specifically on CompSat 3A tasking. So if I click on the CompSat 3A tasking, it takes me to the CompSat tasking page where there's some information about the sensor, about the product, some basic descriptions, and then there's this interactive viewer window, which we will use to delineate our area of interest. So the area that I'm working on is near Ottawa, Ontario, so I'm just going to zoom into there quickly here, and then use the interactive tools to show my area of interest. So that's going to be close enough. So click on the polygon tool, and I'm just going to do that, and there we have it. So that's my area of interest. So now that I've selected the area for which I want the data, I'm going to choose the data delivery type that I'd like, which is the bundle, the pan, and multispectral, because I want to do the pan sharpening myself using the MRA fusion technique that Sean has mentioned earlier. And I'm also going to change the number of acquisitions. So this is the number of images that I'd like to receive, up to 10. So essentially the next 10 times that CompSat 3A takes an image over my area of interest, that image will be delivered to me directly on to my Geomatica Cloud workbench. So I'm also going to choose a license period of 3 months. So this is something that Sarah mentioned is one of the great benefits of the Cloudeo store, is the ability to license images for a period of time without having to purchase them permanently, so that users can enjoy some cost savings on that front. So that's what we're going to do here. Just pick a 3-month license. Again, we're going to acknowledge this requires a Cloudeo workbench because I already have one for Geomatica Cloud. We're going to keep the product level the same, and then we could add this to the cart, and then we could check out just as if using the same method as before when you purchased Geomatica Cloud and the workbench. So now, after you've done that, the data are ordered and purchased. The next time the CompSat 3A sensor goes over your area of interest and collects the data, it will be automatically delivered into this data folder, which is the network attached storage for your virtual machine. So for example, that image will be put directly into this CompSat 3A Ottawa folder, into this CompSat 3A bundle. This is all of the data from that next image. So that will be the way that the imagery is delivered to you. And so this process of image delivery and the method of ordering it is very similar, whether you're doing the tasking or the archive. So if you're trying to access archive data, you'd follow a similar process and the data would be delivered to your workbench in a similar way. So as I mentioned before, now in this workflow here, we're at the stage where the data has been acquired. It's now on our workbench and we're ready to process it. So using Python, this workflow is fully automated from the creation of the PIX files all the way down to the generation of the vegetation index that we're treating as our deliverable. So using Python, this can be fully automated and can even be extended beyond to a state where the Python script can be running in the background and scanning your CompSat, the delivery folder here for new images. So as new images are added in, we can automatically use Python to kick off this workflow and then run all the way down through to the deliverable. So today I'm going to show you the go through the steps of the workflow in a little bit more detail here. So let me just get some windows resized here so that I can show you kind of have these two window panes open at the same time. So let's do that. Move this over just a little bit more. Sorry, just double check it. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so we have the CompSat 3A image overlaying on top of the Sentinel-2 image here. So this is the full image product. This red area here is going to be the area of interest that I'm focusing on. So we're going to, so this is the part where we've created the PIX files. So I'm going to zoom into my area of interest here, and now we can see a little bit more of a close-up view. So if we compare our CompSat 3A image, so I'm just going to flicker it on and off. If we compare our CompSat 3A image, the raw image, to the reference image, which is a Sentinel-2 data set, we can see that there's some shift in the pixels between the two. So the geometric alignment of the CompSat 3A image and the Sentinel-2 image isn't very good. So what we want to do is improve that through orthorectification, which is this step down here. But in order to get there, we need to improve the math model and the geometric alignment of the data through the collection of automatic ground control points. So running this auto GCP collection is going to provide a digital elevation model that we provide, as well as the Sentinel-2 image as reference, and it will automatically collect ground control points that are in the two images. And then once we have that new set of ground control, we're going to refine them using the GCP refine function in Python, and that's going to basically refine the ground control points to ensure that the ones that are left, the ones that we use to generate the new math model, have a high level of accuracy and agreement. So then once we've done that, and we've collected our ground control points and refined them, then we can ortho-rectify the imagery. So as Sean kind of alluded to earlier, orthorectification is really important for ensuring that the alignment of your pixels is accurate with your reference data, so that when you're comparing multiple images, you can have confidence that differences or changes are based on changes in pixels rather than changes in pixel location. So here we can see the ortho-rectified product now. So I'm flicking it on and off here, and we can see that this product is aligned seamlessly here with the Sentinel-2 dataset. So there's no noticeable pixel shift, and we can have confidence now that our CompSat 3A image is ortho-rectified in its correct place. So again, this is the raw image. We can see the shift. This is the ortho-rectified image where there isn't any shift. All right. So now that we have this ortho-rectified image, we're going to move into the pan sharpening, or specifically using the MRA fusion technique. So again, here's our same image, but we're going to zoom in a little bit to this area over here. And so this is our orthorectified image in the multispectral RGB view. So essentially, we're looking at, for COMSAT 3A pixels, about approximately 1.6 meters as the spatial resolution. But we want to be able to perform our analysis on the highest resolution, which is the panchromatic of 40 centimeters. So using PCI's MRA fusion technique, we're able to pan sharpen the multispectral data down to the resolution of 40 centimeters of the panchromatic band without sacrificing the radiometric integrity, so that we're still able to do image analysis, such as the vegetation index, without having to worry about errors introduced in the radiometry. So as I mentioned, this is the orthorectified multispectral image, and this is the orthorectified MRA fused image. So I'm going to flick this on and off a few times so we can see here that the sharpness of the image has improved, right? These trees over here are kind of, a little bit blurry in the raw multispec, but now we can start to see individual tree crowns a little bit better. We can also see the rows in the fields are also more defined, and also, the buildings have clearer footprints. So now that we've got that, I'll zoom out back to the overview here, and then with our new pan sharpened MRA fused image, we can calculate our vegetation indices. So this is again an index that shows chlorophyll activity. Using the veg index algorithm in Geomatica Cloud, we'll generate a wide range of vegetation indices for which you have the necessary spectral band. So if you have a sensor that has the red edge and multiple near infrareds, then we will calculate all of the indices that you have the bands for. So this is just, again, an example of a workflow that you could create in the Geomatica Cloud that leverages the data as a service offerings of the Cloudeo store with the processing algorithms of Geomatica Cloud to generate deliverables in a seamless and totally automated method using Python scripts or with our modeler technology. So that concludes the demonstration. So we'll pass it back over to Sean. And there we go. Perfect.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Griffin. So what we'll just do very quickly is summarize what you just learned. So once again, at the beginning, Griffin showed you how to get started with Geomatica Cloud on Cloudeo. So where you can go to register for a free account, where you can subscribe to the Geomatica Cloud services on Cloudeo and data services. He then showed you how to task satellites, and then explained a very similar process for accessing the vast data catalogs. And once again, just going to reiterate what Sarah mentioned earlier, that they're adding a large number of new satellite sensors and data sources to their store in the coming weeks. So that's very, very exciting. And I think we might even be the first time that they've even publicly made this announcement. So that's also really, really exciting. And then finally, Griffin showed an example of how to seamlessly integrate that data, which automatically shows up in your network drive when it's once the data becomes available, and then use those data services or integrate them into your workflow. So really hope you found that to be a very useful demonstration of this capability of this technology. So we're going to conclude now with a questions and answer period. So we already have a few questions that have come in during the presentation, but this is a great opportunity now to type in your questions. So once again, there's that questions panel on your GoToWebinar control panel. So you can go to that questions panel and type in your questions, or if you wish to ask through your audio, you can also do that by raising your hand, and we'll unmute you, and you can ask your questions that way as well. So with that, what we'll do is we'll go through some of the first few questions that have been asked and give everyone an opportunity to type in any new questions that they might have. So one second while I figure out where to find the questions again. Okay, so one of the first questions that was asked was, does working with cloudeo demand a high quality connection, or is there a minimum requirement in order to do the work? So we've had the opportunity of working with just regular standard cable internet, and the connection has been flawless for us. But perhaps Sarah, you can provide some insights as to the internet quality that is generally, expected for connecting to the virtual machines or different data services.
Yeah, I don't think you have to have the fastest internet on the planet. As long as the connection is stable, you shouldn't have a problem. But if you are requesting the exact minimums, I can take down your question and your email and also get back to you on that once I speak to the tech department. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that. Another question, so that was actually a two-part question that it was asking about the subscription package. So does Geomatica BAMP come with a subscription if you pay for the cloudeo package? So the way it works, as Griffin explained, is you can register for a free cloudeo account, and then from there you can choose your package. So you would choose your subscription option, and you can choose the rate and which comes for different either monthly subscriptions at a monthly cost or annual subscriptions which have actually a lower monthly cost. So you can choose your different subscription package of Geomatica Cloud and the cloudeo hardware that would be run or the virtual machine that is served in the cloud, and then the data packages. So you can package that all together into a and then ultimately you'll be charged or provided with a invoice from cloudeo for your subscription. Another question was, will there be any other variation in the packages other than the standard ones that we showed today? So we've done a lot of work into understanding the different ways that users want to, how they would work with the different packages. And what we found is that generally speaking, you have some basic entry level work, which would be handled by our basic package. But then we also have our advanced packages, which are meant for using our automation environments and our machine learning algorithms and analysis. And we separate them based on the type of platform that you commonly work for. So we found that most people, if they work with UAV data, they often just mostly work with UAV data or only work with UAV data. Aerial, sometimes they only work with aerial, or satellite, they would only work with satellite. So we packaged it that way, but each one of those packages come with the same analytical functionality and photogrammetric functionality, but just designed to use different models for the platform, such as aerial or UAV or satellite. And then we, of course, if you work with multiple platforms, if you work with a bit of aerial and a bit of satellite and maybe a little bit of UAV, then we have our complete package, which gives you access to our entire Geomatica suite in the virtual or in the cloud. So that's the way it's packaged. If you have ideas as to other ways that you would like to subscribe, we'd love to talk to you. So feel free to email us, and we can follow up with you to see how you would, what's an ideal packaging for you. So another question was asking about the pricing and if we can compare the regular price list that we have with the cloudeo prices. So you can go on cloudeo directly, and you can actually price out for yourself through their marketplace. So all you have to do is register for a free account, and you can price the different packages yourself. And we'll show you exactly what the prices are for those different packages for the monthly and annual costs, depending on what package you choose and what subscription term you choose. And also, hello, greetings from Brazil. I appreciate that. Greetings from Canada for myself. So the workflow, so the way, one of the next questions was, is the workflow automated or is it manual? So that's where we give you the flexibility. So our suite of solutions allows you to build your own workflow. So you can use our tools in a manual environment using our visual environments and perform the work manually, or you can use either our Python algorithms or Python environment or visual modeling environment where you basically drag and drop and plug the different functions together in a graphical interface, and that will allow you or give you the ability to automate either simple batch workflows, which are usually done with our visual modeling environment, or you can build very complex fully automated workflows like what Griffin showed today using Python as or accessing our algorithms through Python. Okay. So we had a few more questions that came in, but at this point, I think we are going to close off the webinar as we're at the top of the hour. So we appreciate everyone's attention. We appreciate everybody's time. And if we didn't answer your question, don't worry, we will follow up. And once again, all of the information in this recording will be sent to you, so you'll be able to access this on demand at your own pace. So once again, we really appreciate you joining us for this exciting webinar, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, day, or a wonderful evening. Thank you again.